Grade 7 Religious Education students, welcome. We'll be looking at the topic Religion and Science. In previous lessons, you'd have learned how the four major religions believe the world and human beings came into existence. For this topic, you'll be looking at how scientists believe the world and human beings came into existence. You will also be looking at the conflicts that religion has with the scientific beliefs. Now, even though they may have conflicts, you must note, however, that they both have one thing in common. They are both trying to find, or they're both trying to explain how the universe got here and how human beings came into existence. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to define key terms such as evolution theory, natural selection, Big Bang theory, among others. You will also be able to state what is meant by the term survival of the fittest. You'll be able to give your thoughts about the Big Bang theory and, of course, the evolution theory. And you should be able to have a discussion about the conflicts between religion and science. And you will also be able to explain why some people felt that Darwin's book, The Original Species, was a direct attack on the Bible. Before we go in the lesson, I want you to take some time to read the following definitions. Let us continue. Conflict between science and religion. So when it comes on to the existence of the universe and the human race, religious people are of the belief that a divine power is responsible. Some Christians who are a part of the creationist movement believe that science conflicts with the biblical account of how the universe and humans were created. So from this, we would understand that scientists do not believe a higher power would have created the world. And we're going to find out how they believe the universe was created. Have you ever heard the term Big Bang Theory? Well, I'm not talking about the TV series now. The Big Bang Theory here is what scientists use to explain how the universe came into existence. The Big Bang Theory is an effort to explain what happened at the very beginning of the universe. So from this, we can understand that scientists do not believe a higher power spoke things into existence. According to standard theory, our universe sprang into existence as a singularity with a Big Bang, at least 12 billion years ago. Before this, neither space nor time existed. Clusters of matter were brought together by gravity to form stars. In our solar system alone, there are at least 100,000 million stars, and probably millions more. There are thousands of similar solar systems, and many of them are larger than ours. And this is where religious people would have an issue. In the next slide, we'll explore more. In the Big Bang Theory, scientists explain that the oldest rock on Earth are 3.9 billion years old. It had already taken about 0.7 million years for matter to harden and form the Earth. This suggests that the Earth is about 4.6 billion years old. Now, religious people would have a conflict with this because they do not believe the earth is this old. Based on biblical account, the world is much more recent than 4.6 billion years old. Religion conflicts with the Big Bang. Christians who believe that the Bible should be understood exactly as it is written disagree that the universe is so old. Based on Bible records, they claim that the world is more than 10,000 years old. Such creationists may also reject the Big Bang explanation of the origin of the universe because they believe that the world was created exactly as it is described in the book of Genesis. Now, the Genesis account is believed by both Jewish people and Christians. Muslims also have a similar account, but this can be found in their holy book, the Quran. The origin of human life. No, scientists came up with a theory for how they believe the universe got here. They also came up with a theory of how they believe human beings got here. This theory is called evolution theory. Evolution in itself means a gradual change. Now, science tells us that while the universe is very old, the origin of human life is much more recent. So they believe that the Big Bang occurred and then many years after, the human life came into existence. Science explained the origin of human life in a theory called evolution. The evolution theory is the process of gradual change taking place over millions of years, during which time-living things slowly change as they adapt to the different environments. So you can look at this little illustration at the bottom. You will see where what looks like an ape is gradually changing into what we are now today, human beings. You may ask, who came up with the theory of evolution? Charles Darwin is credited for the foundation of the evolution theory. The theory was outlined in his book The Origin of Species, which was published in 1859. In his book, Darwin claimed that human beings came from a single cell. Now, this single cell gradually changed with the environment and then eventually became what we are today, human beings.
What we do here is go back.
In Darwin's book, he came up with a term called natural selection. Natural selection, they believe, occurred during evolution. Darwin explains that as species gradually change in each stage, natural selection takes place. This means that each species has to adapt or fit itself to its environment or else it will die out. The species that is able to adapt to the change in the environment will survive. Darwin calls this the fittest, or in other terms, survival of the fittest. Now, what Darwin is basically saying that there were more species before now, and not all could handle the process of evolution. So the species that were able to change with the environment, they were the ones that survived. Scientists believe that dinosaurs, for example, were in existence, but after a while they got extinct, which would mean they did not adapt to the change in the environment. Religion conflict with the evolution theory. Now, we read in previous slides that religion had conflict with the Big Bang. What conflict then do you think religion would have with the evolution theory? Pause the video for a while and think about it and have a little discussion with yourself about this. I am sure that you came up with some brilliant thoughts as to why religion conflicts with evolution theory. They are a part of human personality which other forms of life do not have. For example, our ability to love. our ability to appreciate beauty, our ability to partake in art, poetry, music, and literature. Some people question how these qualities could have come about by evolution alone. Christians could tell you, or they would tell you, that our ability to love, our ability to appreciate music, our ability to show peace and kindness comes from God. Because the Genesis account tells us that we are created in the image of God. Okay, so now that we're done reading and discussing, let's test if you have learned. Please answer all questions from the next two slides.